as I. Time's up. Olaga da. Kopeki kopeki ya. Mark. Give up. Teammates can still recall you. Calling a teammate. Please recall me. Reloading! Awesome. Thanks. Marked a location. Help!
Circle. No one's really going for it. Towards the south side of ruins, pick up one of the compounds on.
Tough approach from that northeast side. I mean, 9Z, they went back across the river. The hard west shift. Blank, this is good for Team C.
For Team C, I would say for Team positions that are already picked up. Really useful ground to hold.
They were behind APG. They're now moving more down the eastern GS as well. Everybody looking to just...
Options left remaining is the wizard tower on the behind the rest of the squad, so unfortunately was the target. But for APG getting towards chopsticks as a 3-man from the position they were in, this is but again, this is the type of position that could keep you alive for quite a while.
I think with GOAT in the position that they are, just out area, right? But if you've got a team playing in the position that GOAT is, that ridgeline to the north becomes very, very tricky to play. It's in later circles where it starts to come back to bite you, but APG have at least 3 circles left in that spot, I think fairly securely, unless there's a mad crash onto their position. 9Z, they move down all the way west of the entire thing. They're going to be entering from that west edge.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a huge fan of this play. It looks funky, it looks flashy, but I don't think it's massively useful compound. Maybe that works, but I mean, now it definitely works. Now it definitely works.
But Alter Ego are gonna get there first. Surely Alter Ego make it to that compound before 9Z, with GS hounding them a little bit as seen from them so far. They don't quite know what they're trying to go for. A rotate from the Falcons. Okay, sending out straight into the open. This is through everybody in the open Gatka field, and Redox is the punishment. But they will be spotted, sprayed down, but the rest of them north side, not safely, but a little bit more safely than going in a mad dash out the open with 7 teams looking your way.
It is so amusing me right now that South Everest compound's still not taken. I think the assumption from all teams that this is just with APG, where in my mind, if you see 2 players there, I'm wrapping back towards the west. I don't want to wrap through that area because I know it's already very clogged. There's only limited positions on that side. There was several positions on the west side. They also think it's taken. It's so funny that no one knows this is free.
It is absolutely crazy, right? OG as well. They moved in from that northeast side. They actually decided to crash onto this compound instead of going a little bit close to it right now. OG lost a player on the approach. That was to Rosemary on the off angle. Oh no, maybe GS are going to be able to take it as they crash on into the tree. Doran does fall down. Are they going to go across the road though? You just don't think they're going to do it.
No, I think they're scared. He also thinks it's oversight from that position. What? There's no one there. There is no one there. This is a classic international lobby of assumption that everyone else is good, right? And everyone else is probably taking the strong spot. And there'll be no one in it, and they'll be fine.
I think Alter Ego are going to figure it out sooner or later. OG having a little bit of back and forth with D+ right now. There is a lot of knocks on side, and it's all up to WizGod. Chips in a 1v1 against through the window there. It's Rosemary who's able to shut down that fight, and now Alter Ego, they're taking this east compound. Goodness me. All right, they want the Elans, I guess.
Oh, Alter Ego's going to clear everything before they clear the west. Or I see, if they want it, they can have it. But yeah, for Alter Ego, good scouting. I mean, they remained proactive that entire time. They didn't just sit over towards Everest. They were consistently sending scouts out in vehicles. Team Secret takes the damage, doesn't stop the revive there, and it does manage to get Team Secret back up to 4. The heals need to come through, and Reject want to move. The zone is coming in 5 seconds. They know they can't conclude this fast enough, so they'll try and get out. They still have to get going, and there really isn't too many options now. I really do want to just take a quick look at the circle, because it's basically Alter Ego and IC in. West. Oh yeah, I mean, IC don't quite get that luxury, but I think they're happy just to pick up points on the outside as teams attempt to maneuver their way in.
They are in the zone, but Goats are pushing in, and there's the nade to find the flush over towards Divine. Sarah also gets spotted. That's Loops chiming in as well. teams going in. It's Team Secret who are going to clash on that northwest compound, and maybe Paparazzi.
I mean, Alter Ego have a lovely split right now. Actually, the anchor on the eastern side. I think this is really smart. A lot of times players who take that position on the eastern side, they send all 4 players there, and then the game gets away from you because you don't get enough done, and you're not happening though.
Oh, it's very close to getting a knock there. Need to stay alive. Falak hits the deck. Nades are going to start to come on through, but APG's already gone. These reses need to be fast.
But it was Alter Ego. And look at this. This is just such well set up from Alter Ego. I think this is a textbook game from AE over towards this eastern side of the map. And just play the 2-2 split inside these buildings. I've loved the way this game is played out from Alter Ego. I think they absolutely do.
And it one and done. Sure, flashy might not be all substance, but it certainly looks good on camera. And now it's in a circle, moving on in. I think it's just Falak with a nade cooking, trying to, if they know where that nade came from.
No
He steps up for
way,
another.
dude.
Falak has no HP, but he's playing like he's got a full bar right now. Rattle, and he won't quite be able to go the distance, but there's a reason that Falak is praised like he is.
You're crazy. Steps up on line. Down to 9Z as well as Alter Ego in this end game, but goodness me, Falak is really the main character of the lobby at the moment.
Taken down almost the entirety of loops with a chance, and with like no HP as well. From the beginning of that 1v4, he
Those
had
were
like 15 HP.
Yeah, those were actually some hot jukes coming through. Secure in the position. I think at this point in time, this is where you start to fold back slightly. Alva consistently is trying to get that information, but again, you've lost a player in your back line. That's one if you this circle moves away from this roadside where you can take advantage of the buildings.
It is an interesting dichotomy. 12 strong result coming through. Alter Ego looking to try and keep this one under control, however.
Yeah, I mean,
what can Nines do with the numbers?
It definitely was a mistake there coming through from Alter Egos. I think that it's a little bit uninformed of where the circle is at this point in time. For Alter Ego, like, look at this. They close a 4-man squad on your north side. That's your main prerogative now. That's who you need to be focused on.
Everybody's going to know where this last player from Loops is now as well. He's got to crawl forwards. Gonna have to wait for 9Z to make that first move, but has got some rock cover and might actually be able to get a decent
an initial knock as they push through. This smoke train looks pretty good so far and super necessary for them. I appreciate they try and take 2 angles here from Alter Ego, but yeah, they need to get 1 knock at least.
See all of this unfolding. As soon as they start to go for the fight, he's just gonna hope that they don't look out his way. You could see they're taking a look out to the field. He's got a couple more seconds to play around with. Alter Ego making moves in the meantime. That might draw the 9Z attention.
I'd be very interested to see. I think the main thing that's impressive here in this endgame is just the smoke usage. And very quickly set up. As soon as they hit this building as well, there was smokes laid down to try and cover them off.
He's got 3 nades in that position for Rosemary. Needs to heal low. 9Z, I mean, they're not going to be able to flex out just yet. Towards the further high ground, get that crate as well. Might be dangerous. Snake, though, stepping forwards, getting very close to things, Blank.
Alter Ego, they've got 6 nades. They do need to be on target here.
Short on the health, does get on target, but has to back off, and that's going to allow Snake to go for the heal here. 4 nades remain. Alva moving up. They're putting a lot of pressure forwards on this one, with Rosemary in the outside. 9Z, I think you go up north. 9Z, they are moving up to that north side and into the buildings, but the zone goes away from them. It's into the middle that it will fall, and that is on the outside, down the ridge in the open ground.
Yeah, Rosemary double back. There's not a lot of nades. A very unlikely win coming now through from Alter Ego.
They got so much done, but it's 9Z who are able to move on through. Chaotic at the start of that match for them, Blank. They had a really strange approach to the
Little bit of overexcitement that comes through from that squad right towards the end game. I think they played it pretty perfectly up until their engagement between them and 9Z. I mean, very, very cool rotates this game. There was a little bit of confusion towards that mid game though, but in terms of the gun skills so far, it looks very good from 9Z.
on that high ground, it did indeed work out. Inner Circle, a very flashy play from Falak. I'm sure that will be going into the show reel.
We'll see what they said about that game when 9Z's crazy rotates.
Had such a crazy start. Rondo 13 eliminations, and now they get that chicken dinner here in this match, Max Man. And by the way, one of my favorite things happened, right, where the teams are all so good that they think without a doubt gotta be.
And I'm sure 9Z got in there. We're like, wait, we don't have to fight for this? We got for free? That's the best deal of the century. Hell yes. And then they end up taking some amazing clutches versus the players in their favor to not only just get the win, but get a ton of eliminations in the process.
Yeah, I really had Alter Ego slated to win that, right? Because they did have that third party against OG and D+. That gave them full control of the compound, full control of the north and the western side of zone, and then they started splitting to maintain that control. I loved that. But it seemed like they just... There, 9Z were able to just limit Alter Ego completely and eventually overrun them for the win. So very nicely played and really good kind of team reading.
Well said. Literally, once I saw the zone go to that position, I was talking about how that compound is the strongest compound in that entire area. And once I saw D+ have it, I was like, they're good. What do you think about that push?
Well, look, you know, we are enemies in game, you know, your opponents, but sometimes you got to be friends because you got to hold down the position as a double squad if you want to be able to hold off other teams. And I fully agree with you. They're third party later on in the match. Let's fight now. And if we win it, we won't get third party, which actually they still got engaged by Alter Ego at the end of that entire fight. So that was very odd. So I fully agree. I think they should have stayed together here, Neptura maybe. And
like, I understand why they might have wanted to push that. I understand why maybe they shouldn't have, and it didn't work out. It was tooth and nail there for a second. I'm going to give them that it was blown to talk about this. We have to. Falak, man. What is this dude doing? He's so cool. I'm sorry, I'm fangirling ever so slightly just because that 1v4, near 1v4 against Luke.
what's happening?
I'm telling you, I was like, give me whatever this guy's got, because he's going crazy here off the rip. You can just see right now, Alter Ego, 19 points. Take those rocks, right? Rather than that open compound, didn't even slightly look at it. They take.
It's a bad position, but the compound's taken for sure, right? No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was, but hey, you know what? They were able to hold onto it for far longer than they should have been allowed to. So, you know what?
But I do want to continue the conversation on the rocks here held by Inner Circle. It's not a great position, right, Neptura? But APG were like, actually, those are really good rocks. We want the rocks.
God.
Unfortunately for them, but I know exactly what to do, and that allows them to jump up in 4th position, just shy of the highly contested who are running away with a big lead.
Oh man, I'm telling you this. By the way, we have to talk about it. Does this group stage not feel like completely different than the gauntlet, right?
So
like
different.
It just, Neptura, you got to give it your all.
I love what we're seeing here because it's exactly that. Everyone feels like they've brought their A game immediately. Not quite sure. Everybody's like, no, this is us. This is how we're going to play. We know all of you.
Lobby according to the rules, Max Man, right? And I think we are seeing that difference because, you know, in the gauntlet, obviously it was top 7 that moved to the grand finals. Here it's top 3, right? And I think that at a certain point, teams are going to have to start locking down.
So hesitant to do anything in the last 2 games of Miramar during the gauntlet.
We heard from Balak. Their mindset is pure aggression. We've been seeing that. Nothing from these squads. Let's go into one.
A little bit too much boldness on their peaks.
That they did. I think, again, it's one of those things where you look at it, and I think Alter Ego up until that point looked pretty good. Goes into getting towards that end game. I was very, very impressed with Alter Ego up until that point as well, which is why it was quite disappointing for me, honestly, to see.
It's a nice little turn up for the table, certainly, for 9Z. See if they can keep it on going. Are we going to get a hot drop? No, okay. Gen G not going to go down towards C block. It looks like it's just going to a little bit close to each other. Maybe a vehicle contest going on there. Have to wait and see. Looks like everybody else is fairly well extricated for the time being anyway, because we're going back to Gatka on the circles.
But I think the bigger issue here is the eastern plane path off the back of this one. Does cause quite a few issues in terms of the rotates off towards that west. Anyone who gets fairly center at the start of this game is going to have a big advantage. So we're looking at Gen G, we're looking at Falcons, even potentially APG here starting in melee base. They can get out quickly. But again, this is going to require APG to be a little bit quicker. More prominent position of inside the circle. I think maybe they're slightly worried about a bridge camp, but again, I think Gen G they're more preoccupied with also taking position within the center of this map.
Phase as we go into our 4th minute, just about ticking over into, there we go, 3 minutes and 2 seconds. And yeah, nobody really making big moves right now. Not too much trouble up on the north side. It looks like, yeah, Team Secret just went off to North George. Circle access a little bit more secure, and you won't have to go for that bridge crossing after teams have already moved into that north side area.
For OG, much more comfortable starts to their game as well, John, purely because Regnum Kai is no longer being a thorn in their to get a decent rotate from the top side of Rozhok down. Like I say, for Team Secret, just instantly sending off there over towards Georgia Paul. There's a lot of good rotation you can make from that position around Everest, which covers you off from quite a few sight lines. A lot more of around Stalber as well. It does give you like a lot of decent paths over towards the north side and the east side of the map. On this kind of circle, it's a bit more difficult. Not that really stopped them last game though, to be honest. With Falak able to almost do the impossible.
Its main asset, right? And it's no worse maybe than playing in Yasnaya on that front, but does give you more access to the north side. So generally a net positive. I think you're right in that assessment. Maybe becoming a little bit more fashionable as we've got a little over supplies along the way. There's no rush, not at the moment. They know they're going to be at the back of the queue kind of anyway. So it's not ideal to overcommit to going fast when you know that it's really not going to pay off. It's very unlikely that teams are moving ahead.
Two in the Pubg and then send a couple out towards Mansion. That's much more punishable as well. Whereas Kameshki, there's not really many teams that are going to punish you over towards that position of the map. There's a lot easier positions, from Milta, trying to watch and guard out from Lupovka. Yeah, that doesn't really happen in Kameshki. So that's something that Alter Ego probably have to watch out for a little bit more. Most teams have started to make their way over towards the west now, though. Wolves getting in 13th. Very, very unideal, especially for a team that started in the gauntlet. This doesn't look promising. Still only 2 matches. There is still time. But when you've got look pretty unattainable.
Yeah, it's not super friendly right now, but it's still very much early days. We are only in 1 match. The same is true for 9Z as well. It is just sort of one big match, top of the tables right now. Teams for a lot of them. We'll see who can keep up the pace. OG or don't have a full lineup to go for it immediately, and they're not taking shots out that way just yet either.
No reason to right now. You're kind of waiting for zone 2 anyway. Engagements. Kind of waiting for that big migrate on zone 2. And then you can start looking for fights to try and break position on the map. APG, though, they kind of did what I said. They took it in over towards OG currently. And I think
they're taking shots.
The side.
looking to try and suppress that position. They're taking shots over towards the reject.
Get a good view of the map here. See what's next on the cards for us. Alter Ego a little bit slower to this one, but they can divert quite easily over towards potential start. They have a fair way to move. GS, though, quite happy the way this one plays out.
Yeah, they'll be able to move into that north side. The major feature, the major point of interest that is in this circle that really try and go, some of the buildings around that area, teams are going to try and filter through. 9Z as well. Maybe they'll be able to get on over there because they're going for their classic. Let's just go over the top and see what we can find there. Position.
Yeah, the wide wrap Kings in 9Z, it's been working out all right, to be honest. GS, though, like you said, did stop off over towards Castle and Ruins. Decent spots to play in going forward. Again, I think you might have teams wanting to try and challenge for that spot at some point. But for the time being, I think most players are quite comfortable in their current positions. This is going to be a little bit
oversight. Fair enough. I mean, Overest, big feature in this zone. Alter Ego were playing towards it before, not fully on the top of it towards the end there, but it's a little bit more central this time around, and maybe from Falak.
Yeah, well played. I mean, he's flexed out from the rest of the squad. Just finds a quick pick off and will pick up the flush off the back of it as well. I think he was someone who really impressed me on his off-angle plays in the past and was one of the best to do it. And now again showing off just how strong he can be here in the biggest international tournament of the year.
Trigger ready to go at a moment's notice, drop of a hat. Reject, they're moving up on the west side, currently skirting around the west of Hospital. Currently Goat occupy that area, but they are going to divert further this time around. The difference here, though, Blank, is that Wolves are in the compound that nobody went into last time around. You said they needed to move a little bit earlier. Maybe
I like that for Wolves. You know, they spectate the game. They're like, what could we do differently? Pick the open compound, perhaps. And so they're close to it now, so they just go for the western side, quite close to the edge of the circle, which is a bit worrisome. But it's playable. It's definitely playable towards the end game. Goat's finding Patino from loops. Maybe patch up some holes in your playstyle.
I mean, it is absolutely, and given that teams were sort of all in very similar drop spots as well, close by, could potentially be more trouble around the corner. But at the moment, T24 just drawing attention. Yeah, they're going to be able to get this res. Rosemary moving into position, though. There's an off angle. He looks for it, and Snape gets the spray down as well. Two players from Alter Ego able to line up the shots. And
Wolves in a 4v4 with them and Reject, and it is going swimmingly well as Reject will hit the deck. Wolves retain all four players up, and that is a convincing finish there for them.
No, they will do a hell of a lot more in response. T24 did manage to get away for Inner Circle, so Solo on the north side playing on. Wolves held the compound against Reject. We saw that push coming through, that crash from Reject did Everest, which is really good news for the Wolves. It means that it's much less likely that they're going to get third-partied on an approach here now.
Game of the day is where Papa Supermassive just could not hold on the north side of Rondo because they dealt with the first two crashes. But if teams keep coming, then eventually things dark with a lovely nade over towards T24, and that will sit APG at 2 eliminations, and they are looking to secure a position in that top 3 at the end of this game.
I mean, it's like the exact same circle as well, which was, as you were talking about before, a bit of a major feature of that last game, right? That glut of teams moving in on the northeast, playing that area. That's a little bit more spread out here. So that's probably going to be the pace difference in this match. We'll see. You don't imagine that's going to be super successful.
Snape just stood on top of Chips' position. Yeah, so that we'll find him. Let's get down off there. What are you doing? Sit on the rooftops. Then he goes in, won't find any damage. Just fully committed to the 4-man hold.
Ooh, the nade. It's just Krypton now, I believe, left for Alter Ego as he keeps it on going. inside of the building. A little shack, but the Molotov burns the door away. A mad dash across, and Krypton's just juking them out right now. Osal hopping in with the auto shotty. The healing's there. He's looking for Snake, but here and now.
I mean, that predict on the Molotov was something serene in that moment. Love to see it. The fact that he's able to jump out there in time and then quickly get in cover and get the first aid off. I don't think D+ Kia was expecting that. PG were playing, hoping to take control back again of a position they held before.
APG's nades. Fending off against Team Secret and 9Z. Ooh, this is nasty stuff. Only 2 players alive. Won't quite be able to find it. Team Secret, I feel like their position is going to get weaker and weaker as fights around them conclude. They need to start pushing in and start gaining ground inside this building.
What is Bomb doing on Tiamba? Yeah, I mean, sure. I don't know why you thought it was a solo. That'd be a great place to try and live out the rest.
Crunch Goat in between them and OG. A lot of damage inflicted by Coops towards Goat, and it is going to leave Goat down now on 2 players. The job is done. Wolves regroup back down to the south. They know that with the circle shifting up north, their compound is going to be
oversight over towards the rest of the map right now. They've got a incredible Overwatch. This is a time for a team like OG to start picking up some big points off the back of this one. I think I like this flex out over towards the east, dropped over towards GS or even the Falcons as they attempt to come on in.
Ooh, Ratto Boy wants to try and find the spray. Gen G will look at a regroup, but they had to give one up. Heavily on this hilltop at the moment. It's going both ways and taking knocks, and Falcons finally finding an advantage, but in rolls SO. He's down from across the way. It's a tanky taking the shot. Are the Falcons still alive? Only just, but the blue zone's here, and Redox desperately trying to heal it, and he can't.
Exactly what I was talking about is that flex out towards the eastern side. It's the obvious choice, and it's well done. That clears a massive amount of space. Finally, Top is able to hit a disgusting grenade, so maybe not a waste after all. Just needed to find the right angle on it. Unreasonably long lobbing distance.
Very ambitious. I like the spirit, you know? Unfortunately, that's not what counts. It's if you actually get the...
Come back. There's some okay nades. Good chip damage as well.
Molotov just goes a little bit long. They're not quite sinking them. Actually, not to be. The nades keep sinking in, but the heals coming through to keep them safe. There's shots. Who's that coming from? That's Wolves. Doran able to shut down Ziol, and they have to back it off. Seems like this compound makes teams think.
Your biggest issue is the fact that to get the air burst on where Team Secret's playing, you have to push far enough out to lob the grenade down. The only way you can do that was with a smoke. But then you're throwing the nade blinds. You have to kind of hope for it. And if you don't use the smoke, then Wolves have that angle from the west. So APG has a big problem on their hands.
Wisgod is peeked over the ridgeline and immediately is humbled on the peak. Doesn't go down though, which could be crucial. Go on a mad crash. Let's see if they can cling on, if the hooves have got enough grip to make it to somewhere, to anywhere that they can fully isolate. That's the nade they were looking for. That is what they wanted to find, and the first knock is finally going to come through. A second, a third as well. That's the off angle coming in, and it will be devastating for them. A fourth nade, maybe they'll find it. Reefus does go down in the...
Yankees picking up points from the back of this as well over towards Team Secret. Again, it's not an easy nade to throw for Ziol. It really does quite take some precision. Doc makes that one look pretty easy though, but again, it's Doc. It's Doc, so we have the bow. Wonder if it's a case it was nerves going into the gauntlet there where they were playing against some of the best teams in the world. I think that APG plays a lot better when they think that they're the big dogs in the lobby, which they certainly are here.
I see. God, he's done and dusted. Will be flushed out now. Wolves playing from that western side. They've been a little bit quieter than the other teams. They moved into their position early. You liked it, Blank. It seems like they're going to be further down the hill for them to sink. And it's going to leave APG and Wolves, the only 4-player team, Aqua Solos, and then OG on the 3-player Miracle Run.
For OG, they're attempting to get as many points as possible off the back of this one. But for D+, it has been a little bit odd watching them, right? The aggression isn't there to find their footing once again, because at the moment this just isn't going to cut it.
North shift on the circle. I mean, this is OG with the majority of the land mass in this one. APG gonna have to move north, and maybe D+ make it to third.
This is probably the 5th time the circle has shifted towards them this game, and they have decent positioning in it. The thing that they are struggling to do here.
Oh, you can't let that happen as well. The solo position coming through from D+. That's gonna split and from there. You got to get into nade range of everything else. APG flexing out. It's going to be all up to AKOP down on the low.
On the sidelines there.
No way.
And that's the... Again, they know that Chips is here.
That's crazy. That's crazy that Chips has been able to do that.
Yeah.
He's trying to drop these smokes and get a little bit safer. I don't think such a place exists.
Yeah. For APG, I think this is a win. It should be a win, right? For Wolves, if they're able to take backing at the moment, I think that there's a lot of times where Wolves are even second guessing their own decisions that they make in these games, where two players will have a very different plan from one another. But this game feels a lot better in terms of that so far. I do think that the success they naded down the hillside to confirm this knock over towards Chips. He just about jumps out the way. Doc?
It's the buggy reposition.
Hello?
The nade is long. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Doc moves out. Straight up 3v4 between these two teams now, as they were able to find one of the Wolves earlier.
Yeah, I mean, Doc just ran him over, by the way.
Yeah. Crack on, lad.
That's stylish. A little reverse from reverse.
The Wolves now flexing back now, trying to get a north side position. Remember, it closes dead center on this circle, and APG are going to move up to the ridge lines. There's this divot that sits in front of the Wolves. APG can't go full for it. I mean, especially can't, given the 14 nades on side for the Wolves.
For APG, it is just one day they need, but I think they expended a lot of them over towards Team Secret earlier. Good shots over towards Wolves now. In numbers, but what they need here is angles over towards APG, and they're unwilling to go for them. Baton just exposes himself there. Zol's immediately stepping up. Now just 2 players remaining. Coops would need 2 massive nades to finish from now, and it should be a 16 elim game.
Already, they're grouped up a little bit, and there's still a couple of nades left. They're all being unleashed now, though. None of them really connecting. Doc a little bit further away than that. The bounce around the side. He just to commit to the heal right now, and there's no nades in response. There's still... No, they don't have any. It's only 1 nade on the Wolves' back pocket. That gets sent forwards towards top. Goes long. Coops forced into the trade. From the high ground, will not be needed. The backup not there. Thor behind the tree will get burned. That we're seeing from the Gauntlets, who've stepped into Group Green.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an APG fan, you're probably like both not surprised and quite annoyed, right? You're not surprised that APG is suddenly doing really well. Was actually very telling where Doc admits a mistake, and I do think that this team almost required humbling within the Gauntlet. For them, it was more like the Forge. They were getting slammed by the hammer, and now they look sharper than ever.
Distance there. It looked like Wolves had a pretty good game there too. Blank, their position on the western side of that circle, they held those compounds nicely, and they were able to transition fairly successfully. I think that OG maybe let it slip during.
Yeah, for Wolves, there's definitely that situation where you look at them and you can tell that there's still some floundering happening in those final game moments, whereas APG immediately had their plan and they stuck to it. So it's tough. I'd like
We have the same circle as match number 2, and guess what? The same level of hype. This was a close one. Once again, we get Alpha Gaming going against Wolves.
It exists! Sorry, I had to pop off at one point because finally the APG prank is over, Hot Jukes. It happened. The gauntlet is
It took way
done.
too
They're in
long.
Group
Way
3.
too long.
Yeah, and it's called the Group of Death. To see the rotations later on of this game for APG Niptro because they saw that compound, they saw the circles like, samesies? We take good compound.
Yeah.
This time it's ours.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. I loved seeing different teams do the same things as other teams in match 2. Like OG, for instance, did this time. And it was really, it worked. It worked a lot better. OG able to put up a really good fight there. But yeah, APG coming through. It was nice to see that they still got it. They still got it. Even, I mean, so many people were like, oh, nah, this is it.
These guys just wanted a little piece of that group stage money. I don't know what it was, but Doc taking responsibility. And oh man, is it working now. Look at that, 967 damage, 5
Yo squad, جماعة إذا تفلش صورة حلو ظروف
بردي 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 اه بردي 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 हम फ्री लाइव है तू
भी बंदे पहले तो बंदों को खत्म करो फिर ये काम करेंगे फिर आपका भाई कसम से सब्सक्राइब कर लेगा टेंशन नहीं लेनी
Help!
كم دي النتيجة غانشتا
दाल
Someone has
पता
been
खबर
here.
किसे पता खबर
Watch
किस
out!
घर में नहीं तोड़ना तोड़ना नहीं तो स्टेशन दे दिया अभी भी इसी घर में मैंने तो एक को देख लिया नंबर 2 इधर ग्रेनेड
Watch
भी
out!
हमको इस लड़की पे बल्ब से
Help!
एक मेरे
What damage number 3 revive
Not a problem. Help! Okay.
finish
Form up.
ده اول نالته ده برده ظالم نمبر 2 نمبر 3
I got supplies.
هل ترشتك गाड़ी स्टे गाड़ी है नंबर 2 नंबर 3
इधर गाड़ी है हाँ गलती की दुकान पे
है वो लेके जाते हैं ये इन रिपीट रिंग करते
गिरा
थैंक
था
यू तो
बस
बगीरा वाला सदा खराब है
बड़ी बोतल हो गई
Location.
यो
Watch out.
صغر الغازية سليمان شاك بدر صغر الغازي شلون चलो 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 ये उठाओ या उधर से गाड़ी उठाते हैं मैं उधर से गैराज से गाड़ी निकालता हूँ
नाम क्या है ब्रदर ट्रू लाइव है
Okay.
मैं ब्रिज इधर से क्रॉस कर आ जाओ इस जगह से पानी में ना जाए
पानी है कि कुछ नहीं है यार कुछ भी नहीं है 3 यार मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं।
चलो अभी भी क्रॉस कर लेते हैं, जाओ जाओ।
Get in the car.
नंबर 3 कुछ हो तो दे देना।
कोई नहीं, आ जाओ आ जाओ। जा तो मैं खोलो यार तुम लोग। एक खोलो। मैं देखिए फायर चावक
उसको हेड लगे।
तुम लोगों के पीछे।
I need consumables.
मस्त। उधर से रास्ता।
उधर
I need
ये
I need consumables.
और नहीं है, कसम से कुछ भी नहीं है।
बस अभी
हाँ,
से
तुम्हें
चलो फिर।
चलो आओ आओ आओ। वला ده
Get in the
بره ده
car.
زون. Bye. This thing, do it.
I got supplies.
5 रख दी, 5 रख दी, 5 रख दी, 5 रख दी, 5 रख दी।
Okay. Watch out.
बंदे
Not a problem.
नहीं 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 कैंपर। अना शदीद कैंपर, हम से बड़े कैंपर। ये गाड़ी हमारी आ रही है। इन्होंने एक एक किल किया, ठीक है। एक मिनट, इधर इधर सामने घरों में आ जाते। वो तो नहीं चाहिए, ऊपर भी बंदे हैं।
Marked a location. Watch out.
गाड़ी पे भी है। वे चुप जाओ, कैंप करो, चुप जाओ। बंदे आएंगे, 19 बंदे हैं। तो धीरे जाओ। वाह, ये किस तरह का फायर हो रहा है।
Watch out.
वो आ रहा है नंबर 2 तेरे पैर हिलना। मैंने कहा भी था हिलना नहीं।
डैमेज दे मारा फुल हो।
Oh my
revive. Nice.
طب ولي باخذ زي دي
Awesome.
يعني يا فوركس كل ما تتك ما وقت دي نوتا تماويل خذ ما طب ولي باخذ زي دي
Watch out.
الله أكبر. considera आप
Watch
अंदर हो
out.
इधर अंदर हो ना ग्रेनेड है तो दोनों तरफ बदल
Watch out.
पीछे के साइड से भी पता है एक ही बंदा है कर लेगा यार मूर्खा
अरे यार नाम नहीं आ रहा, हम लिख रहे कोई और आ रहा है।
ग्रेनेड आएगा इधर 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 इधर
I need consumables.
इधर बैंडिट फेंके मेरे पास तो कुछ
Help.
हाँ
Not a problem.
बस करना बच रहे। Importa queda.
हाँ इसमें ग्रेनेड है
Help. Watch out.
ये बंदा किधर चला गया
Watch out.
पता है
ना वेट कर उधर।
Form up on me.
लिया अपने टावर पे आओ
हेल्थ पके हो
बस बड़ा स्टॉक रेडी जोर करो थैंक यू
Not a
थैंक
problem.
यू।
Watch out!
अरे ये सस्ती लूट नहीं गई। ए, ये पीछे गाड़ी
Watch
खड़ी है,
out!
चेक करा सकते हो? मेरे साइड वाले को छोड़ देता हूँ। ये खराब है। चलो भाई, चलो भाई, चलो भाई। ब्रेक है, इधर है, हिलना नहीं बस। ये ऊपर वाला देख रहे हो? वहाँ का।
Marked a location. Search for vehicles.
हाँ पता है, पता है। दो हम हैं, दो ऊपर वाले और दो कमरे में, ठीक है? 6 बंदे। नहीं, फुल स्क्वाड नहीं है ब्रो। क्या हुआ?
Watch out!
नहीं है फुल। ग्रेनेड दो कर। ये सीढ़ियों में खड़ा कर। रुक रुक रुक, टेंशन नहीं लेना। रुक रुक, मुझे ग्रेनेड उठाने दे। सॉरी। ये मूसा तू
Start the
स्टार्ट
match.
कर मूसा। हाँ हाँ हाँ, सॉरी। आ जाओ नंबर 3, आ जाओ नंबर 3, आ जाओ नंबर 3। नंबर 3,
Let's
नंबर 3
go!
आप नहीं आए हो। आगे पीछे देखो, कोई बंदे तो नहीं है। साइडों पे देखो, नीचे देखो, ऊपर देखो। बस लूटो पे क्या बात।
Okay.
नंबर 4, नंबर 1 आपको पुष्पा समझ आती है थोड़ा बहुत? सुर वाले। Don't loud for cuts.
Marked.
मैच में नंबर 1 हो ना
Okay.
चलो फिर भी कोशिश अच्छी थी टॉप 10 में तो आ गए
Kanala कराओ कम कंडीशन बड़ा का दमूंगा खाची का ख्याल दियो ana wa pagar ne tunu mandi shi biya ಮಾಡ್ಕಡೆ ಆಸಾನ್ ರಾಗ
वो तो सही ये M24
I got
पर
supplies.
S12 के देखा तो मार करना
I got supplies. I got supplies.
यार S12 के मिल जाए
S12 के मावार तो
यार तुझे वार तो अलग लपट
बड़ा मिलावा बची लार मार एक लाल मारा
अच्छा
लार तो बयान आ रही एक लाल
हाँ खस ये नंबर 4 के पास बंदा था
हेलो यार मैंने खैर रोक दिए थे मैंने कहा आप टीम अप
वो
कर रहे हैं
नंबर 1 के पास
मैंने
नंबर
खैर
1
रोक
तेरा
दिए मैंने
बंदा
कहा आप टीम अप कर रहे हैं आप
Okay.
हाँ
फिनिश कर दिया
Form up.
मारो फिनिश करो इधर पेन पेन नहीं चलता जाओ तो PS 12 के 6x किसी
I
को
got
चाहिए ये
supplies.
पड़ा है
हमारे जमाना लान दे बेवसरा कुछ
I got supplies.
हाँ मैं तेरे में से
हाँ देना से हमारे पास कुछ नहीं
तो बड़ा
बस अच्छा हूँ ड्राइविंग ना
Watch out!
दा नंबर ये एक मिनट एक मिनट एक मिनट एक मिनट
Let's go!
हाँ नंबर 3 आपका मार्क सही है
Watch out!
फॉरवर्ड आपके मार्क क्यों जा रहे हैं पहले पार्टी से सर्वे कर लो कोई है तो सही यहाँ से कैंपर होंगे
Marked a vehicle.
सर तुमसे झाले यो माइक बंद कर माइक को ना शोर कही गाड़ी आ गई तो तेरा क्या हाल होगा कुछ तो क्या चेक करूं मैं दूर लाया है यूट्यूब पे गाड़ी आ गई वो
Marked an airdrop.
यो दादी यो दाना खराब पुल
Marked a location.
हाँ बस ठीक अगर ऊपर से भी पड़ेगी 15 बंदे
Marked a location.
तेमूर अखपल इनका गाड़ी फोड़ो या जोन में आएंगे इनका गाड़ी खुला में है कि नहीं हमारे देखो चले गए ये पीछे नंबर बड़ा खुला हुआ है रहे मरने का दिल कर रहा है दो मिनट मत रहेगा मंगल साहब तो जोन ये वाला निकला तो नहीं है कसम से ट्रिपल
Form
हेड
up on
लगा
me.
क्या ही स्प्रे दिया
Watch out. Attack the mark.
नीचे की जगह है उधर बंदे हैं ठीक है नंबर वन एक काम कर जब बंदे मार सकते हैं नहीं यहाँ अभी वो मर गए
Marked a vehicle.
रुको मैं गाड़ी घुमाता हूँ राजा स्पोर्ट ना देखो हम किसान हूँ
Help.
जोन वाले
एक
किने
नॉक
किने
है
किने
Marked a location.
एक नॉक है इनका
गाले रावले असने गाले राव
Watch
गाड़ी
out.
सर
गाड़ी नीचे खड़ी गाड़ी नीचे
Marked a location.
ड्रा करो गाड़ी में बैठो
Supplies. I got supplies.
फिनिश का
Help. Marked a location. Marked a location.
ये उधर है
मैं
Awesome.
फुल जीरो खड़े हूँ
Watch out. Watch out.
रश कीगी دور smoke هناك
Awesome.
इतने नोक दिए अल्लाह की कसम इतने ज्यादा नोक दिए मैंने चलो आओ बीडब्ल्यू दोनों निकल गए यहाँ है रेट है रुको रेट वालेकुम अस्सलाम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू क्या हुआ 1 मिनट में आया ठीक है मूसा
Okay. Unstoppable! The red team is in the lead. The red team's streak has just been terminated. Cover me! Reloading! Cover me! Reloading! The red team is about to win. Watch out!
You're losing the game.
Cover me!
Bro, iya nih kena bro.
It is showtime.
नहीं शो हो
Marked
रहा
a
है यार देख
location.
चलो इधर आओ उधर से
Okay. Help!
उधर से इस साइड पे थे
Help! Watch out! Someone has been here. Okay.
よくやった。
Let's go! Marked a location.
number one. ये बगी
Watch
मुझे
out!
उठाने दो
Watch out!
ये बगी उठाने दो
Form up.
आ रहा हूँ है नॉक नहीं कर सके तो फजूल फायर करता है
Watch
पीछे से
out!
बन जाए अमन ये तो हमारे इलाके का था यार
Awesome. Thanks.
ना छोड़ो छोड़ो ना 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 पीछे से पड़ेगी मर्जी है बजान अगर अकेले गेम खेल रहे
Watch
वो ऊपर
out!
बंदे गाड़ी खड़ी
Watch out!
यहाँ पे बंदे आएंगे गाड़ियों की गाड़ी खोल ओ ठीक है
Help!
ये लो
Okay.
बगी आ गई
Help!
स्मोकर
Marked a location. The blue team doesn't have a lot of time left.
Be careful! You're losing the game.
Help! Help! Help!
Udah gerak terus ya. Falso.
Help! Help! Watch out!
Nice. पकड़ इनको
मार दम
phải chịu là
Help!
Bahkan pesahnya kalau kamu dah.
Ay, mana nothing ka chariya.
Help!
dalam cari jawaban.
Help!
Hoy. Then
Down.
Uya gatlam.
Sekarang yang terus ya भाई
Natinga, o natinga.
Hey.
Quelle?
Mara home.
10 से ऊपर वाले का चिंची.
Mara. Uza.
In a 1v2, these smokes are still. Yeah, it's great that
To be.
the amount of players they have with the loot that they seem to have garnered, there's a good chance.
Could get in their way. Papra Super with danger. APG Supermassive are going too much further here. They have got two.
Supermassive looking for will fall versus the push from Papra Supermassive.
A brilliant approach. Well, them on the approach in the way that they needed to, and that's got to cross the knocks.
These dog, the knock they got earlier versus Papra Supermassive sidelines. It's quite nice.
Get rid of them, trying to assuage the threat, or well, not really that much of a threat on that north side. The reject sits on.
I mean, but you're right for Gen G. It's like I just find that spot a little bit awkward for reject, where it's not the greatest of sightlines to play from. Some of these high grounds that currently Wolves have are not.
Gonna need a rescue mission sent out his way. 9Z might even have the angle to go for the flush. Coops on a rescue mission now. And Igor also going to have.
Yeah, in a circle looking to the finals. Tiamba looking to move forward here versus Papra Supermassive. Nico just spraying forward there. We'll find him. Ideas right now to APG. One more fall on the back line. 9Z. Not ideal.
Ooh. One more player for Loss to deal with DBS. He turns the corner first. Deal on that shack out in the open. The hay bales provided no cover in the end for anyone who stepped up to them. Now we're down to 8 teams remaining. The placement points are here.
If those teams stay hidden under the cover of ridge sides, Igor, it always had to happen at some point. I was because then so many teams are going to be looking at that spot.
There's the shit. Kind of nasty out here. Drums. And he is able to get some value out of it this time.
Yeah, APG is just going to remain.
Moves up. He's already low. See if he could do it, but he's already taking at the end of the day. The question is how.
I think at this point in time,
blank.
I mean, Zol's got a strong position now before we hit stage 9. Utility to work with here.
In a circle. They're already on the other side. Top is preoccupied with getting these elims on the north side. There's already a knock sent over towards Inner Circle. Middle of the circle blank on their roadside. They have managed to find this ridge, and APG have let it happen.
Teams involved, and I do think it is makes the run out. It will be some shots going.
Tries to use dogs, and they were looking for Doc able.
I mean, IC may have ruined the day, but I think APG IQ goes down.
Result over today. Some missteps made. Was not quite able to connect on the spray downs, but finally it's into a 1 versus 2, and they will start to step up around the rock. Gen G, don't let it slip away, and it's Inner Circle.
It didn't look. APG almost had the chance, but they have certainly broke the day record at.
Through from felt brilliant result.
Right there. That is how you do it, Neptura. Gen G really needed.
They sure did. We've seen very bridge. It's such a difficult valley to play. They all played it very. Say it, Max. I don't mind. It really paid off and helped them win.
It was a good position. I like the idea behind it, Niptura, but if you APG survived way longer than I think anyone expected at the end of this game for the road, and I think IQ in particular Jukes, and now Gen G with a win to wrap up day 1 of Group Green. It's nice to see from this region.
Oh yeah, and it's good for this match here. But Alive was disgusting.
Crazy, but yeah, some of these fights have been just losing. Bro, no.
To run for. I think this final end zone was just so easy play, some crazy positions, and some crazy rotations as well.